Hi, and welcome today, where we're going to be taking a closer look at one of the flutes from my collection. Today we're going to be talking about the High Spirits Pocket Flute in the key of A. This is an older model where they had the block glued onto the flute permanently. I've got a couple of them made from aromatic cedar, one-piece board design, has about a 3/8 bore and breath hole. All of the other measurements and everything will be down in the description box below this video for those that are interested in all the little details. It has kind of a feather type block design. The bad thing about this block design is I've seen many of these break off if they've dropped on rocks and things like that when they are taking out on hikes, for example, things like that. I have removed the little tie that was on there and put a little neck strap on. I like to be able to do that mainly for performances and things like that, because it can be around my neck and I can grab it very easily. What I like to use the little pocket flutes for are accents. Some people really enjoy the very high-pitched flutes. Other people want to be as far away from them as possible. They claim it hurts their ears. They are high-pitched and shrill, but I also feel that they can be very beautiful. Here's what it sounds like, just a dry sound sample. It's a 5-hole flute. Even for my chubby little fingers, it's spaced very nicely so that I can reach those holes and not be too terribly cramped. They're very cool, very cool. I like them. These used to be priced very, very reasonably. I will include a link below in the description box to High Spirits so that you can look up and see if they have them in stock, number one. Number two, what the price is today. I know that they went up a lot, so I don't know if they always keep them in stock right now. Let's add a little bit of reverb and delay now to the mix. Another thing that these were good for were for fairly small children. They could reach the holes pretty easily if you could get them to not blow too hard and to learn a little bit of fingering and things like that. It was a great little starter flute for them that didn't used to be too high priced. Being a one-piece design for the most part, except for the block, it was a fairly rugged design. Something that I felt was pretty good for them. They used to sell them in gift shops all the time. Didn't even have to be a music store, things like that. They were on a little rack. And I want to say they were $39, if I remember correctly, when I first started being a High Spirits dealer back a few years. High Spirits is out of Patagonia, Arizona. Odell Borg is the man behind High Spirits. And I understand why they probably raised the price, because this flute takes almost the same amount of work as this flute. A mid A versus a high A. This is in the 4th octave on a piano. This is in the 5th octave on a piano. You still have to bore each direction and stop and create the wall. You have to create the nest area. You have to put in and tune the finger holes. You have to make a block. In this case, it's glued on instead of tied on, so that's kind of one extra step. Sanding, shaping the outside, shaping the mouthpiece, all that type of thing. Putting the little, in this case, there's a small little High Spirits markup by the mouthpiece on there. It doesn't have the key. But it takes about the same amount of work. Not the same amount of material, but about the same amount of labor, which is one of the most costly things, even using cheap labor, quote unquote. It still takes time. So I can see why they raised their price. It's one of the reasons why I quit making what I called my hiker flute out of PVC pipe. Like this. Because I felt the need to charge a lot less for them, but it still took, I didn't have to hollow it out, but it took a lot of time for me to tune them and all that type of thing. So I can understand the price increase. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. Click the little bell down there so that you can be notified the next time I post a video. It could be taking a little closer look at one of the flutes from my collection. Could be taking a first look at something that comes to me for my musical needs. Could be an instrument or some other piece of gear. Could be tutorial on how to play the Native American style flute, one of the easiest melodical instruments in the world to learn how to play in its basic 5-note scale. If you want to go beyond that, because there are a lot more scales inherent in these, it could take a lifetime to master. Could be a music video where the Native American style flute gets the spotlight shown on it. Could be solo, or it could be, in my case, with many other types of instruments. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video. and I hope that you have a fantastic day. Take care.